The morning sun filters through thin curtains, painting soft stripes of gold across the quiet kitchen. Edward moves slowly but deliberately, his hands steady despite the stiffness in his fingers. He fills the kettle and listens to the familiar whistle that has marked countless mornings. Marianne enters, wrapped in a knitted shawl. There is gentleness in Edward's smile, but beneath it, a subtle tension neither has spoken about for years. They sip tea together in silence. Birds chirp outside. The world is peaceful, but something unspoken hangs heavily between them.
The mail slot clicks. Marianne goes to pick up the envelope and freezes when she sees the handwriting. Old, familiar. Her breath catches. She sits down and unfolds the letter. As she reads, her face shifts from surprise to sorrow to something like fear. Edward walks by and pauses. Everything all right? Marianne forces a smile. Just an old memory. But when she thinks he is not looking, she hides the letter deep inside her drawer.
Marianne enters her bedroom and closes the door quietly. She pulls out a stack of old photographs, faded with age, but still sharp enough to hurt. One picture shows her with Thomas, smiling the way she hadn't smiled in years. Her hands shake as she remembers. A different time, a different version of herself. The flashback unfolds gently. Secret meetings near the river, conversations filled with longing, a moment when she allowed herself to feel young again. She closes her eyes as guilt washes over her. Later that day, while looking for a pen in Marianne's desk, Edward notices the letter corner sticking out. He hesitates, then pulls it out. His eyes move slowly across the page. The words pierce him. Thomas is dying. He wants to see Marianne one last time. Edward sits down, unable to breathe for a moment. There is no rage, only a cold, hollow ache. A betrayal he suspected long ago, but never had proof of. He folds the letter and places it on the table, staring at it as if it might vanish.
Dinner is quiet, too quiet. Edward finally breaks the silence. Marianne, who is Thomas? She freezes. The fork slips from her hand. She looks at him, truly looks, and sees years of pain he kept hidden. She nods slowly. I should have told you long ago. Her voice trembles as she confesses. I loved him. When we were going through that difficult time, I lost myself. I didn't know how to talk to you. I didn't want to break our family. But a tear falls. I'm sorry, Edward. I'm so deeply sorry. Edward listens, his face a quiet storm of hurt and understanding. The truth is painful, but freeing.
The sun has set. Edward walks alone through the garden. The autumn air cool against his skin. Memories flood him. Their wedding day. The birth of their daughter. Years of shared laughter. Small arguments and silent reconciliations. He wonders when they began to drift apart. He wonders if he had failed her somehow. But mostly, he wonders whether love can survive such a wound so late in life. He sits on a bench and watches leaves fall, each one a quiet reminder of how fragile things can be. Marianne finds him in the dim light of the bedside lamp. She sits beside him, her voice barely above a whisper. I never meant to hurt you. I felt invisible, lost. Thomas made me feel seen again, but it was wrong, and I paid for it every day in guilt. Her voice cracks. You're my home, Edward. You always were. He closes his eyes. Her words are soft, but heavy. The pain doesn't disappear, but something in his heart softens. Edward hands her the letter. You should go, he says quietly. If you need to say goodbye, then go. Marianne stares at him, stunned. I don't want to lose you, she whispers. You won't, he replies. But we can't heal unless everything is brought into the light. His voice is tired, but sincere. He is not giving permission out of weakness, but out of love. At the hospice, Marianne enters a quiet room filled with the soft hum of medical machines. Thomas lies on the bed, fragile but smiling when he sees her. Marianne, you came. They talk about everything they couldn't say back then. Regrets, gratitude, the what-ifs that shaped them both. There is no romance now, only closure and peace. She holds his hand as he drifts into sleep. Marianne leaves the room with tears streaming down her cheeks, but her heart feels lighter. The sun is setting when Marianne arrives home. Edward sits on the porch, waiting. She walks toward him slowly and sits beside him. Neither speaks. They don't need to. She takes his hand. He squeezes hers gently. They are wounded, but together. Broken, yet not beyond repair.
The next morning, they walk through the garden side by side. The air is crisp, the leaves golden and quiet beneath their feet. Edward looks at Marianne with tired eyes but a softened heart. Marianne leans into him, not hiding, not pretending. They walk slowly, but in step. A new chapter, fragile, honest, and filled with cautious hope, begins with each shared breath. The camera pulls away as they continue down the path, two souls choosing each other again.